with her last Friday. We played for like 20 minutes.
And what was she, just so that people, if people don't know her, what was she like when you started?
Sandy,
seriously.
no, what did you think she was like?
Well, I've known her. And
Yeah.
A lot of times she looks like she's going to kill you.
Okay. So part of what I think the issue is with her is I don't think she can see well. And so I think part of what the problem is, she's obviously got some inbreeding issues, extra toes, stuff like that. They don't look at her eyes, they don't focus well. And so I think what happens is she either she can see close but not far away, or vice versa. And so she'll get comfortable, but when something comes at her, I don't think she sees it well. And then all of a sudden she's sort of like, oh my God, what is that? So she's willing to come up to me. So I'm not even treating her up here. So she's willing to come up to me. If she wasn't willing to come up to me, I'd be throwing treats there and then there, right? I'd be sort of seesawing them back and forth, but she's willing to come up to me. Now I'm just curious, after the work I did with her last week, how she feels about that. So targeting, having a dog touch your hand for a treat, is one of the loveliest things that you can teach a dog, because it's one of the easiest things that you can introduce to a dog that their behavior matters. So we talked about learn to difference downstairs, where dogs are like, well, what's the point of trying? Nothing changes. My life is my life. With targeting, you really quickly teach them, actually, something you do can pay. And so you can see that, and I think Casey said she was targeting you, right? So after the session with Tara and I and Heather, she just sort of became, she's like, I can do this. It's a lever. You're going to pay me. Well, that changes the way she thinks about you. Because now all of a sudden you become a resource, right? And a really good resource. You're that watering hole in the Sahara, right? Like you are meaningful. And I'm not reaching for her and trying to go into her space. It's her choice whether or not she wants to come up to me now and get a treat.
Deven,
Goofball.
a couple of the treats have gone down the drain.
Yep. It's okay. There's plenty of treats happening. And you don't have to always hit, right? Well, I can tell you that, so Case, come on out. Casey was not in there last time with me. I'm sorry, Dad, I'm so sorry. So the last time I did this, Casey was nowhere around. And it was pretty much the same behavior. Yeah. Hi, you cannot jump up. That won't work, I won't hit it. What do you think? You want my hand back. All right, so, so this is, after I had the session with her last Friday, Tara continued to work with her. Casey's worked with her. So now you can sort of see she's on a roll. She's on a bit of a roll. Now, what about this little guy in here, right? So this little guy looks pretty worried. Toby, can we shut her door, or can you go in there and work with her? Just so we can, so I want to see what's happening with the Toby man. And she's barking, I'm afraid. Okay, so he's a little worried baby. He's a very worried baby. So the first thing that I'm going to do is say, hey, maybe we could be friends. So Casey, so I'm confused because the first thing
behavior sheet says he loves.
Yeah.
So I think that's something we need to be careful with, because I think a lot of people see that and assume that, oh, it's fine, he's not really fearful.
Now,
So
one of
this
the,
is actually Josie that she's working
oh,
with.
sorry,
Oh, instead of Toby, okay, I'm sorry.
wrong dog, but the grade says Toby.
Well, Josie's on the other side. They were separated for meal time. They're bonded here.
That's Josie, it's not Toby.
No, she can have this.
Oh, for dinner.
Okay, so a couple of things that you might not have been able to see. Josie's hovering in the back.
Sorry, Josie's the hound, Toby's the Yorkie.
Okay.
I didn't realize there was two in there.
Are there two in there?
There are. Toby's the Yorkie.
There's two dogs in there. I just noticed one. Chalk one up to my observation skills. Two dogs. Oh, okay. So let's just talk about Josie, because that's who I was throwing treats to. Because I didn't realize there was another dog there. So she was hovering way in the back. So I started to throw treats way in the back, right? Did not ask her to come closer to me at all. And after the third treat, she did this. At which point I said, go backwards, right? But her willingness to take that step towards me, to say, I'm gonna play with it, say it's gonna get closer, that tells me that now I can start playing with it too. Now I have the chance to play with it too. So she's all the way back there. So now I'm going to drop one a lot closer to me. I just want to see where she's at. I'm going to make sure that she can hear it. Hit the drain. Bad thrower, bad thrower.
Each time she looks more confident when she comes forward.
Yeah, and what she's getting more confident about is my intent, right? You're not messing with me. You're just notice when she gets closer, I don't reach, I don't go into her space. She's in total control of her proximity to me. One of the things I'm doing too is when she gets closer, I'm not facing her head on. I'm kind of sideways. So I'm going to see if she'll take a treat from me. If she doesn't, I'll just drop it. I don't care. So she took a huge leap of faith. So she's getting a bunch of treats in the back. Because it was like, man, that was so lovely to try that.
That time it actually looked like she was looking for you to throw it farther.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, sweetie, thank you for playing. I just threw a handful. And that's it. Like, that's all your training session has to be. If everyone did that for 2 minutes with worried dogs, you'd be amazed at what happened in 3 or 4 days. Because they're going to see you coming and go, do you play that treat game? And they're going to start coming up looking to play the game. Well, once they want to play the game, you can start saying, well, maybe we should try touching and see if you'll do that. Or charging the clicker, getting them rocking and rolling on that, and then moving to touching. Look who wants to be touching nonstop. She's like, hey, a person's here. I'd like to touch your hand. Right? That's Bella's frustrated. She wants to be doing that. Any questions? Okay. What is